Hello and welcome to the third subpool. Here again, more familiar names. Let's go ahead and get this started. Up first we have Starfix up against Quan. Now, both of these fleets rely on kiters quite a bit. Starfix brought only a kiter with a whole bunch of nasty stuff here in the middle. Quan, on the other hand, brought some spongy absorber ships to distract the enemy, and this guy with it's kind of a kiter, but it relies mostly on proton swords, so the idea for him is to have that guy moving in and engaging targets one at a time. But we'll see how it decides to behave. The little guy from Kwan, of course, because it's bringing so many proton swords, does a ton of damage, and you can see just in an instant Starfix's ship went down. However, this is a little bit better for Starfix, or I thought, but apparently Quan's little guy is just a monster. So next up we have Quan up against Drills 007. Drills is bringing a bunch of these little guys, which are just little flak balls, and this thing relying on mortars primarily, with some flak to support it. A lot of flak coming out of Drills' fleet. But you can see the big explosion from the mortars. Unfortunately, because of the way the game is set up, the mortars will do a very large initial blast, and then they just kind of do little shots until they get a chance to charge up again. And the AI won't necessarily charge them on purpose. But that said, Starfix's ship does seem to be having a bit of a problem with all the splash damage. As Drills takes the match. So up next we have Starfix up against Laps. Laps is bringing the Targanian Republic, who are known for their stoic discipline. We'll see how that holds up. You can see he's got a bit of a more durable design than he usually does, except for this guy with the guns and the main blade. But I think because of the way they're designed, it will end up parking behind the little guys. The plasma cannons on Laps's largest ship will do some work, though. But I feel like it might be a little too fast relative to all of its little friends. And you can see the missiles slowly finding their purchase. An unfortunate problem for Laps. Although the proton torrent seems to have gotten the job done, as round one goes in favor of Laps. A very sudden turnaround. Proton swords should never be underestimated. They at 2,000 damage per second is a game breaker. You can see Starfix's kiter was able to clean up all the little guys too this time. Looks like a lot of it's going to come down to RNG for Starfix, whether or not he's able to pull this off. Laps's fleet very much, as you can see, relies on this main gun stick, as it's being dubbed. Which is a pretty big mixed bag, but generally speaking, if you're relying on one ship to win, you see the little guys, they can't even get into the fight. Either the big guy's too fast or the little guys are too slow, or some combination of that. And now Starfix is just going to clean up the little guys, and there's nothing they can do about it. And Starfix takes the match. So next up we have Quan up against Drills007. Not terribly dissimilar design philosophies here, with both of them relying on one kind of asshole ship to rush in. But you can see that Drill's asshole ship got distracted by Quan's and it couldn't do anything. Mortars are really good at burst killing things, but their DPS is very low overall, meaning that once it kind of locked horns with the distractor, there was nothing it could do. And Quan has a shield on his guy, which means those... I'm not entirely sure if 4 flak can break the shield. So it's just going to be a couple of seconds before Quan shows up and kills this last little guy. And there it is. Quan takes round 1. And the distractor spawned well for Quan this round too, which I think means Quan should be taking the match. Quan's rusher guy is more than capable of handling Drill's distractors, and Drill's rusher guy seems to want to headbutt a much larger ship to death. And so, with the regenerating in combat, you can see that the ships from Drills were shooting at the ship from Quan, but the way the game handles it, I believe, is that it won't regenerate in combat, but in combat is defined as losing a block, not just taking damage. So, it was taking so long for the flak to actually drill through sections of armor that it was able to regenerate neighboring sections of armor in the meantime. But Quan takes the match. Now we've got Quan up against Laps. As much as I'd love to see Laps win this, I don't know that his ship has it, or has what it's going to take. It could come down to a sword fight, though. I do love a good sword fight. But Quan's ship, you can see, is super fast. And that's going to be a problem for Laps, as it just orders the little guys to death. This is the real fight game. And Quan's ship wins the sword fight. Stabbed in the back. Et tu, Brute. But Quan takes the match, and that seals his place. So now we have Drills up against Laps. Yeah, for sure that Quan will be advancing. And the sheer number of mortars on Drill's little guy might actually... Yeah, you can see it cut off all the guns. The swords are still there, but... Oh, never mind. And so round 1 is going to go in favor of Drills. For the Laps fleet. Targanian Republic is new to the intergalactic scene. And they appear to be getting a very fiery welcome from the locals. And Drills takes the match, which should secure his position in the champion bracket. Yep. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.